And to be absolutely clear, while we report this story very, very responsibly, there is no rift within the Congress. There is no open bickering or contest between the team Priyanka and team Rahul, and certainly not between Rahul and Priyanka themselves. But this is the sense we're getting, that there could be some kind of a contest ahead and a ceding of space. The big questions I'm asking tonight before we jump into our debate on India Matters. Number one, is there a Rahul camp versus Priyanka Gandhi camp in the Congress? Very basic first question. Question number two, is the clamor growing for Priyanka Gandhi simply to take charge, no ifs or buts, but to lead the Congress party? Number three, will Rahul Gandhi cede space, or will he need to cede some space to his sister for her to take on any new role? Number four, crucial question that not a lot of people are asking, will Sonia Gandhi, the matriarch, permit greater space for Priyanka? Because so far the sense has been that she is responsible for Rahul Gandhi enjoying all of the limelight in the Congress party. Number five, is Priyanka Gandhi the last hope of a faltering Congress, or is that how she's being perceived right now? And finally, does Priyanka have what it takes to revive a Congress party that is desperately in need of repair and overhaul? Let's go straight to our guests tonight. Very happy to be joined by Swati Chaturvedi, author and senior journalist, who begins a column on NDTV today. And coincidentally, it is on this very topic where she talks about how an unapproachable Rahul may have to cede some space to a rising Priyanka Gandhi. Welcome, Swati. Tehseen Poonawalla is a political analyst, supports the Congress party, knows the Vadras very well, and has a strong opinion on what Priyanka Gandhi's role ought to be. Dr. Akriti Bhatia is a political analyst as well, speaks in support of the Congress party. Welcome, Akriti. And Shazia Ilmi, national spokesperson of the BJP on India Matters for the first time. Welcome, Shazia. Good to see all of you. Swati, I'm going to kick it off with you. Is this real? Is this a real churn that's taking place within the Congress party, where people are speaking of the possibility of Priyanka Gandhi taking some kind of a leadership role?
Really, it's real, Shiv, because every other channel is doing a Me Too after NDTV. After we broke the story today, every other single channel is saying that, this is what is going on. But, the Congress party, forget about the outside world. The Congress party currently needs a healing touch. The Congress party needs a kinder, gentler person. Just to quote from my column on NDTV.com today, I quoted a very senior politician who told me himself that, how Rahul Gandhi announced something to him and just walked off, gave a diktat and walked off. So Rahul Gandhi is clearly not the kind of leader that the Congress party at its lowest point actually needs. It needs a kinder, gentler touch. It needs to be revived. And the Congress party itself feels that at the moment that, they cannot look at Rahul Gandhi and, feel very confident. They're looking for new leadership. And if it can only be Gandhi leadership, then clearly it's Priyanka Gandhi.
Tehseen, you've spoken elaborately and consistently about wanting Priyanka Gandhi to have a larger role. Is it that simple? Has something shifted within the Congress party in the last few days in the winter session of Parliament?
Good evening, Shiv. Thank you so much for having me on the show. Good evening to all my fellow panelists and to all your viewers. Let me put it in two ways. I firmly believe that Priyanka Gandhi Vadra is the best orator Congress has in Parliament, simply because she's bilingual. She speaks exceedingly well both in English and in Hindi. She also has the ability to think in Hindi. She's effortlessly charming, and that was seen from the images of hers when the Honorable Speaker of the Lok Sabha, Om Birla ji, hosted the tea party when the Honorable Prime Minister of India was present. So she had the government on the mat on present issues, which is great for Indian democracy. But after that, they were smiling, sharing a cup of tea, and in the words of Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, "Matbhed hona chahiye, manbhed nahi hona chahiye." And Shiv, how badly India needs bridges to be built. We can't be this polarizer nation at this time. So I see a lot of maturity, gravitas, and decency within her. Does that mean Rahul Gandhi ji does not have a space? No. In politics, 1 plus 1 is not 2, 1 plus 1 is 11. And if Rahul Gandhi ji can have the moral leadership, Priyanka Gandhi ji can also have her leadership, and both of them can be a force multiplier. In Indian politics, be it Nehru ji or Patel ji, later on Atal ji or Advani ji, Modi ji or Amit Shah ji, Manmohan Singh ji or Sonia Gandhi ji. You may agree, disagree with them. But as a team, Indian politics works. And I think 1+1 will always be 11 in Indian politics.
But Tehseen, I want to talk some specifics. Swati, we're fixing your audio. I hear there's a little bit of a glitch over there. Okay, Swati, we've got your audio fixed. I want to talk some specifics before I go to Shazia and Akriti. Is what kind of role, is this buzz really about? Is this, Priyanka Gandhi as a general secretary in charge of the organization? Is she, is this about a party president? Is it about a leadership in parliament? Are there specific things being talked about on the table, Swati?
Yes, Shiv. See, the thing is that the Congress organization currently is in shambles. And the man responsible for that is K.C. Venugopal, who is the closest man to Rahul Gandhi. Now, K.C. Venugopal's dream job is that of Kerala Chief Ministerial face at this moment. So, ideally he'd like to go there. But he's not going to be vacating that space unless he gets drafted for that role. But we have to understand that the Congress party is in a shambolic state. The organization is in a pathetic state. They are really suffering for want of funds. And they can't even fight elections properly. So where Priyanka Gandhi comes in, she would be that Rahul Gandhi, as we all know, he's been in politics for at least 20 years. He likes to set the agenda. He likes to have a very sort of visceral, personal animosity towards the Prime Minister and take the Prime Minister on. So he's more of an ideologue currently for the Congress party, or as he went on the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Priyanka is somebody who understands politics better, who knows how to do day-to-day politics. Like when we just talked about the Tea Party. Now there was Gaurav Gogai present, there was Deepinder Hooda present, but they all gracefully conceded space to her. Just a 12-month MP. So, her acceptability in the party is very high. This is a party which is currently in a very tragic state. So, it needs somebody like Priyanka Gandhi 24/7 to kind of, how does an opposition become an opposition to heal the party from within? Like if you remember, Mamata Banerjee has taken on Narendra Modi with full animosity. But even then, the Kurta exchange, political courtesies continued. In a democracy, your rival is not your enemy.
One of the most viral images, Shazia, bringing you in on this, the most viral image this parliament season has been that Chai Pe Charcha. At a time when most of our politics is defined by, as Tehseen said, a lot of acrimony and hostility, it was just unusual, maybe a little pleasant to see rival parties sit across, have a cup of chai, smile, some pleasantries being exchanged, which was a reminder of a different time. How do you see this? How do you see all this talk of Priyanka Gandhi's rise, Rahul Gandhi having to, make some space, etc., Shazia?
So first of all, you're right. The pictures that we saw indeed were very pleasant. And we've had this daggers drawn situation for the longest period. So it was nice to see some kind of bonhomie. And a lot of people would like to see that. So indeed, it is very encouraging. But, you instead of talking about Priyanka, who, of course, was given a very tough task in UP in 22 elections, who could not do much. But, I don't even blame her because it was really a non-starter to begin with. But I would never be able to, I totally disagree with the previous speaker. Nobody can think of Rahul Gandhi as an ideologue. That's the last word that would come to my mind. I'm not saying he's a demagogue, but he's definitely not an ideologue. That's one. Two, of course, any Gandhi would have a lot of access to everybody and would have a lot of, would be endeared by all of Congress cadres because that is the adhesive that kind of glues the party together. So it's hardly a surprise that Priyanka would get along with everybody and they would like her. Now, for the life of me, I can't understand that the grand old party, the party that has been around, that is indeed in a very fragile state of being, precariously placed after 11 states, just 10 years back, reduced to 3. In the last decade alone, half of his MLAs, the total number of MLAs have halved literally in the last 10 years. So in this state of being, I don't know whether another Gandhi sibling is the answer. And it just goes on to show the total lack of imagination that the Congress cadres have, that the people have, and the expectations from the Congress party. which would keep coming around to orbiting around the Gandhi family.
Yeah,
so it's
because, no, it's
indeed very
interesting.
sad. I would not like to just look at Priyanka, though definitely, if there was a choice, if I were to choose, though I'm a nobody, no locus standa on this issue. But yeah, Priyanka, definitely. She's far more pleasant, she's affable.
No, it's interesting that you mentioned that it shows a lack of options or a lack of imagination, because Swati also in a column mentions, as we all know, that people like Sachin Pilot's names had been doing the rounds for a long time, but he has apparently indicated that he is interested in staying in Rajasthan. We'll come to the point about ideologues, etc. in just a moment. But Akriti, I want to bring you in. All of this talk of Priyanka is not coming from nowhere. It's coming from somewhere. It's coming from within the party. Commentators are not pulling this out of their hats, right? There is something going on within the Congress party where this kite flying is taking place, which is also an indication that there is maybe an internal recognition, maybe some kind of a tipping point that Rahul Gandhi simply doesn't cut it. He's not going to be able to bring the Congress back to power on his own steam and under his own leadership.
Shiv, I beg to differ here, simply because there's a huge misdirection which is happening here, where complementarity is seen as competition. That's one. It's really the wrong positioning of rivalrous relations, which on the other hand is excellent teamwork, is how I see it.
Fair enough.
And the reason why I'm saying it is that you do not measure politics only through electoral outcomes, and I'm not in any way saying that elections or electoral politics and democracy is anything less. But there are so many more important aspects also of raising the difficult questions, which I think is making the ruling party very uncomfortable. Elections, again, is an outcome and function of many more things apart from leadership. It's about media amplifications, it's about money, muscle power, and so many other things. And of course, Congress needs to kind of step up on cadre building, on organizational work. But then what I see is that Rahul is raising macro issues such as about institutions, about economy, about inequality, about monopolies. And I think calling these issues as anything less important is really very shameful. These are very important issues of national interest, and they're rightly being raised.
I think
Priyanka, on the other hand,
goes to the point of what Swati is saying about ideologue, because these are all fine ideas, but they're not striking a chord with
I
the
just want to
voters.
come in because I think I'm the only speaker from the BJP.
Yeah, go ahead.
I
Short rebuttal, Shazia, on that.
Who's a spokesperson for Congress, and there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely fine. But you actually think Rahul Gandhi is some kind of an ideologue, somebody who says India is a dead economy? I mean, anybody would take him seriously. Any Indian would want to have faith in him after what he said. So, I mean, come on. This is, to lead the country and economy being an important part.
He never said economy is dead.
I heard you. I'm answering every question of yours. I'm answering. As for economy, I mean, probably
reaching millions of people.
But economy, our Indian economy is doing. One moment, Akriti. You don't have to believe everything that Rahul says. India is not a dead economy. It's the fastest growing economy.
Please correct your facts. It was Donald Trump who said India was a dead economy, which everybody condemned.
Okay.
Doesn't mean that you're right. You need to read up more if you want to call yourself a political analyst. And if you want to be Congress,
let's not get personal about this.
Shazia ji, please, I'm sorry, but you are raising wrong facts.
Talking about facts here, Imran Masood.
No, it's a view.
It's not a BJP person. So the chorus is rising within the ranks, so to speak. And there is a need for complementarity or
before I go to Tehseen, I see you raising your hand. I'm coming to you, and I have a specific question. I want to sort of move away from the ideologue question, because that part is a bit of a quibble. We can argue about that endlessly, because Akriti is right when she says that Rahul Gandhi does raise all these macro issues, which goes to the point about him being an ideologue, even though Shazia disagrees. But I completely disagree with Akriti when she says, not everything can be measured by outcomes in an election. For God's sake, it has to be measured by your outcomes in an election. How else are you going to impose your ideology and the things you want to do for the people? So this whole romanticization of election losses must end. The Congress needs to have a tiger-like killer instinct if it wants to take on the era of Modi. Before I come back to all of you, and I can see you raising your hands, I want to do a quick SWOT analysis of Rahul versus Priyanka. Both well-known figures, both members of parliament, both members of the Gandhi Parivar. Break down for you first Priyanka Gandhi Vadra's political strengths, weaknesses, and more. Strengths: strong communication skills, especially compared to Rahul Gandhi, with calm and persuasive delivery. She is unfluttered. Ability to attack the government without aggression or triggering any kind of backlash or controversy. Widely perceived, as was proven recently in Parliament, as accessible and amenable. Positive cross-party engagement, builds rapport beyond the Congress as well. Gandhi name with a fresher, more acceptable public persona. Her weaknesses, of course: limited electoral track record compared to senior leaders, self-imposed reluctance to take the center stage, thanks in no small part to her brother. Organizational control remains practically non-existent, if inconsistent. Often overshadowed by Rahul Gandhi's own position in the party, not yet seen as a mass mobilizer across state. Opportunities: rising demand within the Congress for alternative leadership style. There's a fatigue with Rahul Gandhi and a recognition that he simply doesn't have it to bring the Congress back in a big way. There's space for her to emerge as the party's soft power face in Parliament, can bridge gaps with disaffected senior leaders, potential role in organizational or strategic decision-making, ability to lead opposition coordination and outreach. The threats: internal resistance from existing power centers, most notably the Rahul Gandhi inner circle. The risk of being projected as symbolic rather than as a decision maker. Comparisons, obviously, with Rahul Gandhi may create factionalism. Like I said, the Priyanka and Rahul camps, and high expectations could turn into very quick disappointment, like the UP misadventure a few years ago. Dynasty politics tag will always be weaponized by the BJP. I want to go back to Tehseen now. Tehseen, we've talked about Priyanka, but one point that keeps coming up in the comparison between these two leaders, Swati talks about it in her column, I've seen it mentioned in some other debates as well, is the idea of approachability. That Rahul Gandhi is simply not approachable, he's not amenable, he has fierce likes and dislikes, people can't get through to him. So an entire generation of Congress politicians feel very discontented and upset with Rahul Gandhi's style of functioning, and they see Priyanka as a far more suitable sort of person, a people's leader in that sense.
Shiv, I'm not aware of how Sri Rahul Gandhi ji, Honorable Leader of Opposition's office functions. I have never sought of the Congress, so I'm not aware of it. But I have seen Srimati Priyanka Gandhi Vadra closely in 2 or 3 places. And I remember this one incident. If you allow me, I'd like to share it with your viewers. It was Amethi, where a poet was contesting against Rahul Gandhi ji in the elections. And he had got all these people from outside and they were shouting the poet's name and saying Zindabad, Zindabad. And our security convoy was going. She saw these people. She immediately knew they were outsiders. She stopped the car and she went up to them. And she asked them, "Aap log bahar se aaye ho? Aapko kuch chahiye? Koi vyavastha karu? Aapko chai, pani?" And suddenly they forgot the candidate they were campaigning for. And they're taking selfies with her. 2014 selfies had just become a thing. And that's the way she charmed people. And she also made the point that they were outsiders. Another quick point, even in this debate on Vande Mataram, when she said, Speaker Mohdaya, आपके अनुमति से आप एक दिन allot कर दीजिए, नेहरू जी को जितना भी विपक्ष सरकार को नेहरू जी के बारे में टिप्पणी करनी कर दे, उसके बाद हम वर्तमान मुद्दों पर बात करेंगे. And she has that wit and that charisma, and she's on her feet continuously. Yeah. So I hope that works, because the Congress needs that. And I do agree strongly with what you said, Shiv. Any change that I want to make, I have to be in government. I am not in the business of running NGOs. For the viewers of NDTV, there's an NGO wala running Bangladesh. See what he's done to Bangladesh. NGOs can't run countries. Political parties are meant to run countries.
No, 100%. The Congress and its supporters, Akriti, full respect to you, must stop being apologetic about wanting power. This game is about power. Let's make no mistake about it. Swati, charm, charisma, these are very useful things in a political battlefield, but they can only take you so far. So the question now is, does Priyanka, with her limited experience, we don't know what she has, have it in her to do something as onerous as rebuild a Congress party that is in tatters? Swati? Swati, you're on mute. Swati, you're on mute. Yeah.
No, can you hear me now? I'm not on
Yeah.
mute. Okay, so that's an excellent and probably the biggest question today, Shiv, because she has flattered to deceive many times. If you remember when she joined politics, the whole Brahmastra thing turned out to be a dud. Then she said, "Should I contest against Modi?" Then she didn't. Then she went to jail one day for that in that rape case. She did a public sit-in in Delhi. But then she just sort of hangs back. Now whether that reluctance is because she doesn't want to overshadow her brother, or it's that she can't fully commit to having a bigger political persona, or she lacks the appetite for power, because you're absolutely right that you cannot romanticize defeat in electoral democracy. You cannot. You are there as a political party, you exist to win elections.
Yeah.
So, this Priyanka's flattering to deceive again and again also has put a big question mark within the Congress party. Oh, whether she has that appetite. Because, see, Rahul Gandhi has lost 3 general elections. The Congress clearly needs an alternative. But the country will take Priyanka Gandhi seriously only when she categorically takes control herself. She cannot do these periodic guest appearances like Parliament or a sit-in or a jail, or should I contest against Modi. She has to categorically say, look, I'm in it to win it. That's it.
Yeah. No, and the problem is, and Akriti, this is a point that I'll get you to respond on, is that Rahul Gandhi, despite literally being leader of the opposition, having been president of interview with a very close ally of the Congress party, who's openly criticizing him, saying what business did he have flying off to Germany when he should have been here fighting for the Manrega issue. But I want to also point your attention to Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, who never hesitates to take on the Congress and especially the Gandhis. In this recent comment during the heat of election season, he said something very specific about the Congress party. Just listen to this and then I'll come back. It has everything to do with what we're talking about.
गंभीरता के साथ कहता हूं, आज कांग्रेस मुस्लिम लीगी माओवादी कांग्रेस यानी एमएमसी बन गई है। ये कांग्रेस मुस्लिम लीगी माओवादी कांग्रेस है, ये एमएमसी है। और कांग्रेस का पूरा एजेंडा अब इसी पर चलता है। और इसलिए अब कांग्रेस के भीतर भी एक अलग धड़ा पैदा हो रहा है, जो इस नेगेटिव पॉलिटिक्स से असहज है। ये जो कांग्रेस के नामदार है, ये जिस रास्ते पर कांग्रेस को लेकर चल रहे हैं, इसके प्रति घोर निराशा, घोर नाराजगी अंदर ही अंदर पनप रही है। और मुझे तो आशंका है, हो सकता है कि आगे कांग्रेस का एक और बड़ा विभाजन हो।
Shazia, the Prime Minister was of course speaking, presumably in reference to people like Shashi Tharoor and others who've been, openly sort of defiant of the party line. But it comes in the context of what we're talking about right now as well. He prophesies that, there will be an implosion or a split in the Congress party. What we're talking about right now, does it have anything to do with that, do you think?
Shiv, it is inevitable. There has been such ideological ambiguity. You see, Rahul Gandhi has been missing in action. You see the allies. You heard what Uddhav Thackeray had to say today itself. You know what Akhilesh thinks about him. You know what benefits he reaped or brought to RJD with his presence or absence. I don't know which one to choose between the two words. So there is Congress seems to be stuck. It is in a warp, so to speak, and there is a total lack of consistency, clarity, or any agenda. I totally agree with Prime Minister, and this is very important, the negative leadership. You just look at the last 10 years and just think of what Rahul Gandhi had to say. Not one positive idea, governance related. It's only been negative, and totally negative. So I think, and there are people in the Congress party, I've been a former journalist and I know some about this. There is this rancor in the ranks. So it is just not pro-Priyanka. And you just see what happened. Post-Operation Sindoor, the first session, the people who were part of that whole multi-party setup, when they were sent to different countries to talk about Operation Sindoor, how Manish Tiwari and Shashi Tharoor were kept away. So clearly Rahul Gandhi and his team feels they need to punish those who are sharp, smart, and who mean business. So clearly there is something going on there, that it's a self-hurting kind of a strategy.
Okay, Akriti wants to respond to you. Go ahead, Akriti. Also on the issue of negativism is an important point, because Priyanka, while she does echo many of the, quote-unquote negativist ideas that Rahul Gandhi has, she does represent a kind of fresher, more positive, more optimistic kind of face of the Congress party. That cannot be denied, Akriti.
Of Honorable Prime Minister you just showed, would you call that positive? That's my question to the entire panel and to you.
That
when you're
was
calling
specific
a
to that
party
point on
as
the Congress
Maoist,
party.
when you're calling a party as a Muslimi, whatever, I mean, I feel sorry to hear that. There are so many issues that the country is grappling with, and by responding to or actually making us know about all the positive work that you've done, by constantly attacking the party and its leadership in this way, you call that as very positive. And when Rahul Gandhi does any kind of you're saying that you can't be aggressive. The PM, the Home Minister, they can be very aggressive. They can.
No, I'm not saying he can't be.
Nehru and everybody. No, so the point here is very, very central. When you are raising issues about the country's economy and all, you can't call it. Most of the Hindus are getting affected. If you look at the unemployment rates, this job security, and you're talking about ideological, ambiguity, I think it's a very, very ideologically clear. That's what I was reiterating again and again. There's ideological clarity in Congress, but there's not proper vote conversion happening. But democracy progress this way. That issues are raised and then they become vote getters.
That's why vote conversion is going to be.
You can't say that you're pro-poor and you dismantle Manrega. And who's saying that Manrega is not? I think Congress has
been... And yet, Akriti, Rahul Gandhi was in Germany when he should have been here, hammering that point.
Exactly these very issues.
Hammering that point. That's the point I'm making.
It's a world
point I'm making. He's in Germany talking to some schools, riding a BMW bike when he should have been here hammering that point.
But he is raising the issues in today's globally connected world.
For God's sake, it was the Trinamool Congress that was fighting the Manrega issue in Parliament. It wasn't even the Congress party. The BJP had a huge smile on its face because the Congress abandoned the fight. That is the point. Okay, Swati wants to respond to you. Swati, you're on mute again for some reason.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, Shiv, all I want to tell Akriti is that, Rahul, optics matter, and Rahul is perceived as a nabab of negativity currently. All he does is, there is no positive agenda that he ever lays out for the Congress. The Congress is a natural party of governance, the oldest party in the country, which has been in government for decades. Yet you have a leader who is literally the nabab of negativity. His one and only agenda is rubbishing the country. And, that does not work with the voter. So don't talk about voter connect and voter conversion. All you're doing
30 seconds. I've got 30 seconds left there since you raised your hand.
Just one quick point. By raising questions.
Okay, just two quick.
It's not against the country. Sorry.
Okay, Tehseen, final point. 20 seconds.
Just two quick points. Number one, if we have to win the elections, I do want to contest 2029, and I know I'll be in Parliament, irrespective of whichever political party. I must give a positive message, and I must tell the people what I will do to improve their lives. It can't be what is wrong currently. I already know what's wrong. Therefore, I want to contest against the incumbent and defeat the BJP. But I have to give a positive message. It can't be a negative message. That message must be contemporary and in tune with today's aspirations.
Okay. Is Priyanka Gandhi going to be that messenger? Is the question I'm going to leave hanging in the air. We don't know. We will not presume to advise the Congress party. Let's not forget that the Congress party may be bruised and battered, but it commands 20% of the country's vote. It's the second largest party in the country, and there is no anti-Modi front without the Congress party. Let's be very, very clear about what politics looks like going into 2026. Shazia, Akriti, Swati and Tehseen, grateful. Thank you very much for your time tonight on India Matters.